Hakeem Olufemi Gbajabiamila. God bless you all.
It's not for you to just apply money generated by government agency through fiat discretion.
House Committee embarks on oversight, questions the use of IGR for projects by agency.
Say aye. Vote against any. The ayes have it. The motion sustained.
Lawmakers call for the suspension of recruitment by government agencies following the violation of federal character principles. It's good to be with you again on House Ticket, and thanks for joining us on another fresh package of the program. Lawmakers started oversight functions of ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, in the weekly review as they discuss MDA's 2021 budgetary performance whilst discussing projections and plans for 2022. Developmental issues are also being discussed in that regard. Stay tuned for the full details even as we bring you discussions around equal distribution of government jobs amongst Nigerians, strengthening of democratic institutions, and matters of health as it affects quality blood and blood products. We'll return after this short break. See you again.
We set our minds right, embrace each other in love and brotherhood. We will come through these troubling times. We will survive, we will recover, and then we will thrive. One nation under God, free, peaceful, and prosperous.
Thanks for staying tuned. In our first report on the program, we'll take reports of activities of the House Standing Committee on Science and Technology, where the Representative Benila-led committee was at the National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion on an oversight function as stipulated by the Constitution as a mandate of the legislative arm of government. Let us get a summary of what transpired during the discussions between the two stakeholders. The report is compiled and presented from the studio.
The Representative Benila chaired Committee on Science and Technology started its 2 weeks-long engagements of agencies under its purview with a visit to the National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion, NOTAP, located in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. Chairman of the committee said the oversight is beyond the assessment of budget performance and compliance to issues of brainstorming in the hope that NOTAP actualizes its economic viability to the nation.
We're also here to ensure that the agency is keeping in line with its mandates as far as its activities are concerned. The promotion of innovation, patenting and intellectual property, NOTAP's impact and achievements on the sector in particular and the economy at large.
As discussions opened on the budget performance for 2021, NOTAP submitted that out of the 64% releases on its capital expenditure, a larger part of it went to Lawmakers' constituency projects domiciled in the agency, while 32 to 33% went to the capital projects of NOTAP. Even at that, there are challenges.
We are yet to give out letters for the contractors. Why? Because if you look at the releases, some of the heads got very little amount of money. And instead of us to apply the money fully on all the projects, so we are waiting hopefully before the end of this October. If we get further releases, then we prioritize which of the projects would award contracts so that we know whether there is going to be released further or not. We should be able to accomplish 1, 2, 3 fully instead of applying the money fully.
In that regard, one of the agency's capital projects under construction, being its corporate headquarters, was discussed. The project was awarded since 2018, but construction started in 2019 due to lack of funds. At the moment, a 70% completion level has been achieved following an advice of the Senate Oversighting Committee mandating the agency to use a part of its IGR to commence the project. Lawmakers questioned the use of the IGR among other observations made.
Can we see a copy of the 2020 internally generated revenue budget that was approved? I'm surprised that you said when certificates were raised for the building project and you were luckily having money for your internally generated revenue and you use it to pay. And I think by the constitutional provisions that monies are supposed to be expended unless in a manner that it is appropriated by the National Assembly.
We are performing in 2020. The actual was about 447, but in 2021 it went down to 356. The impact of COVID-19 was even more in 2020 than in 2021, because in 2021 the situation has improved, the situation is under control. So we expect our performance to be much better than what we recorded in 2021.
There were more observations on personnel shortfall and need for recruitment.
Personnel. Okay, for 2020, where I only saw expenditure 370, right? For 2020, you have 370 for 2020. How much for 2020? I want to see the difference. Okay, it goes down. Why? Because maybe they're giving you a waiver to recruit and you didn't. That's why. But why? You know, we have so many Nigerians jobless. So as long as money given to you for recruitment and you didn't do it, now it's a waste to us.
It's part of our promises for our team youth to get a place to stay. He made mention about that. There are so many people now that are looking for the jobs. Like our own time, the NYC is only once in a year. But this time around, is it like 6 badges? 3 badges or 6 badges? So at least we have to do something tangible, DG, to see how we can put this our team in use. So please try to see if there is anything we can contribute. We are ready to do it.
And we started the process. And I was quite hopeful. It took us almost 2 years to get this additional personnel cost. We started the process. And March. By the time we went to federal character to get a waiver, the woman told us, yes, she's ready to give us a waiver, but we must have to get a waiver from the head of service. So we wrote, we went, we followed up. At the end, they wrote to us to say that there is an existing circular that due to COVID, no more employment. It was a frustration. Why is it frustration? Not only it's for the office. If care is not taken, we will have what we call succession crisis.
On further discussions, the stakeholders spoke on importation of technological knowledge as NOTAP expressed concerns on the 90% importation of technological knowledge to the country, drawing attention to the fact that Nigeria only focuses on basic research alone. NOTAP in that line informed the committee that it has for over 7 years now been able to come up with programs and projects aimed at capacity building and investment in acquisition of softwares through local vendor policy and training of Nigerians. This had paid off, leading to Nigerians now exporting softwares across West African region. An inspection of the agency's corporate office was undertaken by the committee before departing the agency. At the end of the exercise, the Director General of the agency spoke to the press, describing the engagement as fruitful, hence expressing optimism of NOTAP's advancement following the continued support of the legislature.
The essence of oversight function is not only to come and look at your books and to give you some kind of advices on how you can move the institutions forward. And some of the advices they give are really very, very, very important. And I appreciate the advices and work together with them to overcome some of the challenges NOTAP faces. And I'm glad that they are ready to give us all the necessary backing to move our organization to the next level.
Away from the oversight and back to the National Assembly's complex, the Abubakar Kusada-led Committee on Federal Character had reasons to question the recent recruitment of 600 staff by the Federal Capital Territory Inland Revenue Service, IRS. The committee had observed an imbalance of staff distribution among the 36 states of the Federation in the recruitment process, just as lawmakers also noted that there were a number of 38,000 applications on ground. The IRS had explained that most of the applicants that made up the 38,000 people were unsolicited.
If you had 38,000 people applying for a job and you pick 700 people and you do not find one person qualified from Ebonyi State, it's a very clear pointer that, look, it was just the chairman, the HR director, and the secretary that sat down and just appropriated Nigerian jobs to themselves personally.
I feel very uncomfortable with the seeming arrogance in the way and manner the chairman of the service is giving answers. We should try to see the possibility of invoking the very essence of the Constitution that says federal character should be observed. Honorable members, this is one of the worst cases of nepotism in terms of recruitment in recent days that we have interacted with government agencies.
That those numbers, you will find well-qualified people in those 38,000 that you refused to consider.
In the course of this interrogation, he has said that 38,000 they got unsolicited CVs from 38,000. So what's the basis of interviewing 700 out of 38,000? That's one. And secondly, even though the legal withdrew what she said before, we would like to know the basis. If it's merit, can we get the script for the interview to know how 49 or 40 something from Adamawa got there, when even Oshun, the state that has the highest professors, could not even bring up to 10.
There were more reactions to the matter as the committee gave a conclusion in addressing the recruitment anomalies and the way forward.
All approval, as far as this 600 recruitment is concerned, all approvals from all those relevant agencies should be suspended.
It's only between the FCT IRS and the Federal Character Commission. Everything should be suspended until the commission, the person who supervises this exercise, and the chairman calls appearance next week, and the permanent secretary. Say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The motion sustained.
In addition, the chairman of the IRS was also directed by the committee to submit an updated list of the 600 newly employed staff with details of their local government areas. A copy of the 38,000 unsolicited applications received by the agency was also demanded for by the lawmakers.
If you just joined us, the program is House Ticket, coming your way on the NTA Parliament. In the first segment of the program, we brought you a report of lawmakers' oversight functions, where more emphasis is being laid in ensuring that Nigeria pays more attention to the science and technology sector for greater economic growth. On this segment, we'll take other activities of the lawmakers, starting with a recent outing of Deputy Speaker Ahmed Idris Wase, where he represented Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila at the groundbreaking and foundation laying ceremony of the permanent complex for the National Assembly Service Commission. The complex is situated within the National Assembly's premises at the Three Arms Zone Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Earlier during speeches, the lawmakers lauded the feat, describing the upcoming infrastructure as a strength to democracy, a source of happiness and comfort for staff, which will enable them give their best to public service, just as they also harped on staff welfare.
We have recorded so many firsts in this 9th National Assembly in terms of legislation and projects. When we came in 2019, we saw the necessity, the need to rehabilitate the National Assembly complex. And those who have been working in this National Assembly complex, and this is the first time ever that we have the longest life of the legislature in Nigeria, been in existence for over 20 years today. There is little wonder, therefore, that we are still undertaking what ordinarily should be basic infrastructural development for the legislature. This project, the National Assembly Service Commission Permanent Office Complex, should have been in existence not 20 years ago. It should have been in existence maybe more than 60 years ago, when Nigeria became independent, at least. And what will make us do well, effectively and efficiently, will be to have National Assembly staff who are well trained and well motivated.
Two things are important in somebody's life that could make you a happy person. One is a place of work, the other one is your home. And so I am very much delighted, and I join hundreds and millions of well-wishers who mean well for democracy, who mean well for our country, to congratulate you, National Assembly Service Commission, for this very wonderful feat. And my prayer is that as we start this project, every kobo will be utilized, and I'm asking for value for money.
For the clerk to the National Assembly, Architect Ojo Amos Olatunde, he said the project has been a dream for over 20 years, which is only coming to fruition now, further affirming the independence of the legislature. The clerk also pledged welfare improvement, just as he expressed delight and congratulated the principal officers of the Senate and House and the Chairman National Assembly Service Commission for their achievements.
Cynics are deliberately attempted in several manners, in several ways, to puncture the balloon of independence of the legislative arm by attempting assiduously to reverse the will of our independence, saying that the National Assembly Service Commission should be scrapped. At one time, even when it is quite obvious that the commission came into a system via an act of the parliament. I want to sound it very, very clear and loud here that the independence of the legislature is sacred and constitutional.
Related to the independence of the legislature, the clerk also seized the opportunity to mention the worrisome disappearance of a Vanguard newspaper journalist, Todwe Salem, where he pledged the National Assembly's support in discovering his whereabouts. In under development, Lawmaker Abbas Tajuddin, representing Zaria Federal Constituency of Kaduna State, recently held a press briefing to further bring to light the importance and essence for a National Blood Service Commission. A bill sponsored by Representative Tajuddin to that effect had received the assent of the President Monday, 27 September 2021. The objective of the bill, which gave birth to a National Blood Service Commission, is to provide an act for the Commission to coordinate, regulate and ensure the provision of quality blood and blood products and for related matters. Lawmaker Tajuddin therefore applauded and appreciated President Muhammadu Buhari for supporting the need for such a commission at a time when issues of transfusion of safe blood and blood safety practices are needed in Nigeria. With the commission coming on stream, the Act also establishes a demonstration blood center in Abuja with Save Blood for Africa Foundation as technical partners. Formal establishment of the National Blood Transfusion Services with 6 functional zonal centers located in Kaduna, Owerri, Jos, Maiduguri, Ibadan, Benin and Abuja, and the inauguration of an advisory national technical committee. Additional regulative activities that the Commission will address going forward were further highlighted by the lawmaker.
Every minute 19 women are dying because of lack of blood to be administered at the point of delivery. We believe with the establishment of this commission, this high prevalence of incidents of death from maternal delivery will be greatly minimized. Again, one of the most important things that we stand to gain from this commission is the standardization of blood, which means only blood that is assessed to be good, to be healthy, to be of the right quality, will be allowed to be transfused into our patients. Again, there is the benefit of almost eliminating commercialization of blood service in this country. As I've said earlier, of the 500,000 pins of blood that we are able to generate annually in this country, 75% of it is coming via people selling their own blood, not through voluntary donations. One of the areas that this commission is going to work hard on is to see how it can eradicate or minimize, to bare minimum, this issue of commercialization of blood in the country.
The Director General of the Commission was also on ground to support the Lawmakers campaign for a safe blood bank and blood products in Nigeria.
Until there's a private involvement, there won't be, will require discipline, will require high commitment, will require sustainability, and will require continuity. So that's why we are thinking that it's only on PPP basis that can have that high level of production. But for whole blood, government is interested in making sure that these are made available for all Nigerians. If you give blood and the blood is not utilized, definitely there are two options. Either you return blood back to the body you took it from, or you give that blood again free to somebody who needs it on account of the person who didn't have the blood, but it's not happening. And that is part of what we are going to regulate. You fill up the new one and remove the old one. The old one we are going to remove will go for component production or manufacturing. So there won't be any waste, and there won't be any need to also we drastically reduce the level of sharp practices within the hospital system.
This package of house tickets ends on a merry note as lawmakers felicitated with their colleague, Representative Magaji Da'u Aliyu, during the wedding ceremony of his son, Dr. Yusuf Magaji Da'u, which took place on 16th October 2021 in Kano State. Relatives as well as well-wishers joined in the happy moments for the groom and bride's family. A dinner celebration also took place afterwards as the couple was wished a happy and blessed marital life.
If they see marriage as an act of worship, that there will be reward, and otherwise they will be able to live a good life, as me and his mother have stayed for over 32 years now. And I'm sure his wife, parents also, they have lived together for that long. I hope he will be better as a husband.
I pray that God will bless their marriage and give them long life and children.
It's for them to be patient with one another, to persevere with one another, and for them to communicate with one another should there be any problem. I wish them the very best of today and the very best of tomorrow.
We'll wrap up the program here. Oversight and budget defense exercises continue by committees as they ask the questions and interrogate government agencies' spendings while discussing sectoral development through budgetary provisions. Keep a date with House Ticket on this channel for all of these as we bring you more on the workings of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Until then, bye for now.